Please click on the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed my vlog. Bye for now. This is John from Old John's Vlogs. We have been feeding the birds in the garden until one day I found out that there was avian flu in the area. So we stopped feeding straight away, but these are some of the birds we saw. Everybody knows the robin, the English favourite, and this is the goldfinch. Lots of people like the look of the goldfinch, and I'm one of them. But we did not get this bird in our garden for about 3 years until this time. And then we have been feeding it on, well, feeding them actually, because there's been juvenile birds as well on sunflower seeds with the husks taken off. And the blue tits you can see flying into the nest box. We've been feeding those on sunflower seeds with the husks taken off, just the same. Some birds have been coming for the fat balls, but in the main they've been coming for the sunflower seeds. Now these little birds that's been nesting in our garden this time were working from sunrise to sunset. Now they weren't getting seed all the time, they were getting all sorts of stuff, and they were flying all over the place. But because I've shot hours and hours and hours of this film, I've had to edit it down, and it looks as though they're coming and going all the time. In some cases they were away from the nest for must have been 10 minutes at a time. Sometimes there was one adult in there, and sometimes there was two in there. And at some point we can see, a bit further on the film, we can see juvenile birds in there as well. But you can see that there's all sorts of mess around the box, dead leaves, etc. And those are there because I've left it, the box purposely left it alone so not to disturb the birds. Now you can see there's the sun's going down a bit there, and they're still feeding. I think these shots were about maybe 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, I would say about 9 o'clock at night, and they're still going strong, coming and going all the time. Now you can see that there's a little bit of time lapse there that's not covered, that I didn't edit out. I've not edited this out for a reason, and the reason I'll come to. There you go. I think that was because they are actually feeding young at the hole at that point, the hole in the nest box. And here we go again, and you can see that they don't sometimes, they vary the pattern coming and going. Sometimes they go straight into the box, and sometimes they go to one side of the box. And I think this all depends on what sort of predators are in the vicinity. I know crows were about at that time, and various other animals. Certainly getting the grey squirrels been coming quite a lot for the food, although I don't think it made an attempt to go to this box. You can see also that the box has been up a long time. It's had several repairs done to it over the years, and I've painted it every year, and it needs it again after. And you can see this scratch parts on the box where the claws of it, the box, every time they've gone in. Incidentally, there were no scratch marks on this box when this first started coming and going to it. Now, if you're going to put a nest box up, you need to put it up before Christmas, or should I say January, before January, because they come and they have a look just after Christmas, and I don't know what they do, whether they roost in there. I've no camera in there, which I'd love to have in at some point. So I don't know if they're roosting in there in the winter, but they certainly come and have a look to find out if the box is suitable, and obviously this one is. Excuse me. But the work rate of these two little birds, and that's the reason why they only have one brood a year, because they work so long. Oh, was that a young one? Yeah, a young one came to the hole there. Now, we didn't see these birds fledge because unfortunately we were on holiday at the time. We followed the nesting through from the beginning right to almost to the end, and we were very unfortunate that the birds came out, the young birds came out. Now, the young birds tend to hang about a bit when they first come out of the nest box, but we didn't see any of them at all this time. We did see young birds feeding themselves at a later time, but we didn't see the adults feeding the birds on this feeding station. Now, that's a great tit, and the great tits also got young away. So they got, we saw young blue tits, great tits, and goldfinch brought young to the feeding station. But as I say, I don't know if any came from the box that we put up. Last year, one of the boxes was taken over by bees, and every bee died. They got a fungus, I'm afraid. So this is a short film of about 8 minutes after about, oh, a greenfinch. No, is it? I can't tell for the light. No, it's not. It's a blue tit. I do apologise. We have been getting greenfinch as well. But hours and hours and hours of tape went into this one. I just left the camera running. Anyway, that's about it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this short film.